government has billions of dollars in grant money available right now, even with all the budget cuts you hear about. In this video, I'm going to break down step by step how to get grants to start projects that matter in your community, like fixing up housing, creating jobs, or helping people who need it most. I'll also walk you through 13 specific grants you could apply for. Let's start with the grant application process. Step 1. First, you need to find out what grants are out there. Grants.gov is the place to go for this. It's a government website with a huge list of options. Over 1,000 last time I checked. You can search for things like housing or youth programs, and it shows you what's available, who can apply, and what you need to do. Some grants offer small amounts like $10,000, while others go way higher. Each one has a deadline, and they're not all the same. Some might close in a month, others later in the year. Take your time picking ones that fit what's going on where you live. If your town has empty buildings or hungry kids, look for grants that match those problems. Spend a few hours digging around and you'll get a feel for it. Step 2. Next, decide if you're doing this by yourself or with other people. You can apply alone if you have a clear plan, but working with a group can make your idea look stronger to the people giving out the money. Findhelp.org is a website that connects you with people in your area who care about the same things, like getting families off the streets or starting a food pantry. You just put in your zip code and it shows you free resources or volunteers nearby. You don't need a big team. 3 or 4 people who are serious can do it. The grant reviewers like seeing that you've got support, so it's worth reaching out. If you're in a small place, even a couple of neighbors could be enough to get going. Step 3. Now you need to write a proposal. This is your chance to explain what's wrong in your community and how you'll use the money to fix it. It's not about long essays or big words. It's about being clear. If homelessness is a problem where you are, say how many people you'll help, like 20 families or 50 kids, and what you'll do, like set up shelters or pay rent for a while. Really think about what's going on in your area. Maybe rent's high, or there are no jobs. Put that in there so they know you're not guessing. If writing feels hard, there are tools to help. Grant Boost is one you can find online. All you have to do is explain your team, mission, and funding goals, give the grant opportunity details, and then let the AI do the bulk of the writing for you. Another great tool that works similarly is the grant proposal generator from Hyperwrite AI. Again, you just need to give some information, and the AI will generate a grant proposal for you, which you can tweak and finalize. Step 4. Once your proposal is ready, it's time to submit it. Every grant needs a unique entity ID, or UEI, from sam.gov. It's a number you get by signing up your name or group online, and it's free. It takes about a week to come through, so don't wait until the last minute. Once you have it, you go back to grants.gov, find the grant you want, and then upload your proposal. Some grants ask for extra things, like a detailed budget or a letter from someone official in your town. Read everything on the grant page so you don't skip a step. There are hundreds of grants open at any time, so make sure you're applying to the right ones. It's straightforward if you follow the instructions. Now that you understand the grant application system, let's take a look at some specific grants so you know what they do and how they can help. 13 grants to look out for. Number 1, the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, gives money to cities and counties, but you can get involved through your local government. It's a big program with billions of dollars available every year. It pays for things like building affordable housing, fixing up streets, or starting job training programs. If your area has old apartments falling apart, you could pitch a plan to repair them. Or if people need work, you could set up classes to teach skills. You'd talk to your city's housing office to see how they apply since they handle the paperwork. Number 2, emergency solutions grants are all about housing emergencies. They've got millions of dollars to spend each year. This money goes to shelters, helping people pay rent so they don't get evicted, or moving people into homes fast. If your town has people sleeping outside or struggling to stay in their place, this is worth looking into. Your state or local government applies for it, so you'd need to team up with them. Number 3, the Continuum of Care program is a major one for homelessness. It has a big budget, enough to fund hundreds of projects. Its focus is on permanent housing, such as apartments where people can stay long-term, plus extras like job help or counseling. It's a tough one to win, so your proposal needs to be sharp, with clear goals about who you'll help and how. Number 4, homeless assistance grants are a bit quicker. They've got a good amount of money split across different efforts. They pay for shelters or short-term housing, which is perfect for getting people inside fast. Nonprofits usually apply, so you might need to find one to work with if you're not set up yourself. Number 5, grants for the benefit of homeless individuals focus on specific struggles. This is for housing plus services like mental health support or job training, especially for people dealing with addiction or tough pasts. Nonprofits or local groups typically handle the applications. Number 6, projects for assistance in transition from homelessness or PATH is about mental health. It's got enough money to make a difference in smaller batches. It funds housing and support, like therapy, for people who can't manage on their own. If your community has people with serious mental struggles, this could help them become stable. States run it, so you go through your local health office. Number 7, rural housing preservation grants are for small towns. They've got a smaller pot of money, but it's plenty for rural spots. It's about fixing up old homes so that low-income families have safe places to live. If you're in a rural area where there are houses in need of repairs, this could work. Local groups or governments apply, so check with yours. Number 8, the Weatherization Assistance Program helps with energy bills. It has a solid budget every year. It pays for things like insulation or new heaters in low-income homes, so people aren't freezing or left penniless from high costs. If your area has families paying too much for heat, this could help them. States manage it, so find your local energy office. Number 9, community services block grants are flexible. They've got hundreds of millions of dollars to spread around. This money goes to job training, childcare, or emergency food, whatever your community needs most. If your town could use a mix of help, this fits. States and tribes handle the cash, so pitch to them. Number 10, Head Start is for young children. It's a big program with billions of dollars each year. It sets up preschool for low-income families, plus health services like checkups and meals. If your area has little ones who aren't ready for school, this could reach some of them. Local programs apply, so look for one nearby. Number 11, the Child Care and Development Fund helps working parents. It's got a lot of money to help cover daycare costs. It makes sure kids are safe while moms and dads earn a living. If your town has parents who can't afford childcare, this could seriously help them. States decide who gets it, so check with yours. Number 12, Section 8 Housing Choice Vouchers pay rent for low-income households. It's a huge program with billions of dollars available. Families pick their own place, and the voucher covers most of the cost. If your community needs housing options, this could help, though waitlists can be long. Local housing agencies run it. Number 13, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, or TANF, gives short-term help. It's got a big budget split across states. It can include cash for rent or groceries, plus job classes to get families back on track. If your area has parents struggling, this could help them for a few months. States handle it, so find your local office. All of these programs deal with incredibly important issues in our communities. If you aren't eligible for a grant, findhelp.org can still point you to free help. Put in your zip code and it shows food banks, rent aid, or whatever you need, no charge. So why go through this grant process for your community? It's not just about helping others. It's about building something that lasts. A good project can hire 10 people, house 20 families, or feed 30 kids. The government wants ideas that keep going, not one-offs. A small grant could turn an empty lot into a garden or get a dozen people working. That's the point. Pick one thing your community needs, like warm homes or full stomachs, and start there. I've put all helpful links in the description below. And let me know in the comments, what would you love to see fixed or improved in your community? Together, we can make a real difference.